Hello everyone, this is Jennifer Terri and welcome to another Philippine Travel Update. In this video, we'll talk about international flights to the Philippines. We'll talk about flight schedules and different airports and talk about the flight schedule of Philippine Airlines. So let's start. Before we begin with the flights, it's very important that we know of the travel restrictions in the Philippines. So here in your screen presented are the list of red countries as of December 2. So if you're coming from these countries po, or you have a travel history 14 days before arriving in the Philippines, sorry, but you cannot enter the Philippines. This travel restriction is until December 15. And more countries may be added, so please stay updated with the travel rules in the Philippines. You can do that by subscribing to my channel or following the Bureau of Immigration Facebook page or website. So here are the list: South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Eswatini, Mozambique, Austria, Czech Republic, Hungary, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Belgium, and Italy. Red list countries. The rest of the countries that is not mentioned here are called yellow list countries. And if you're a Balikbayan, a Filipino citizen, or a foreign national with visa, then you can enter the Philippines from a yellow list country. And a reminder that travel history will be inspected. The Bureau of Immigration reminded airlines that they must carefully inspect the document of travelers prior to boarding to ensure that only those who are allowed can enter. Reminder that foreign tourists are still not allowed to enter the Philippines. So immigration will conduct 100% passport inspection to ensure that no travel history from red list country for the last 14 days. Alright, let's go with flights to the Philippines. Before we go to flight schedules, there are good news. So, regional airports in the Philippines are being used now for international flights. So this flight, General Santos City to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, will begin this month in December using the newly upgraded General Santos Airport. This first direct flight will begin Jensen to Kuala Lumpur, scheduled on December 9. Other airports are also being used. Good news, no? Last December 1, first time, Singapore to Davao direct flight with Scoot Airlines. There you go. Scoot Airlines, Singapore to Davao po, direct flight. It was welcomed last December 1 with a water cannon salute. A total of 102 passengers were aboard the maiden flight. Lalo na sa mga taga Mindanao dyan, mga taga Davao, yan po, Singapore to Davao via Scoot po every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yan po yung schedule nila. I always say this, but this was my airline, guys, when I also went home to the Philippines. And they're fine, you know, they're good. They're a budget airline, so you'll expect that their flights will be cheaper compared to Singapore Airlines. So, mas mura siya, guys. And okay lang naman, yung food nila, konti lang yung serving. Pero, reminder that if you're transiting in Singapore, there is a negative test result requirement. So, even if, like for me, I was coming from Australia, I used Scoot Airlines. So, you can use Scoot Airlines po even if you're not from Singapore. You can transit in Singapore. But please be reminded that Singapore has strict transit requirements. So, ipa-iba-iba ka ng airline, please check po if that's allowed. Because I transited Singapore Airlines, Scoot Airlines, that was allowed because they're a sister company. So, check lang po tayo ng airport requirements. So, let's check magkano ba tong flight with Scoot Airlines. Kasi, di ba, mura sila. Yan, meron, December 19, Singapore to Davao. Oh, not bad, not bad. 15,880 Philippine peso. And even if you land in Davao, it's still the same protocol, You still undergo quarantine. If non-OFW, you will shoulder your own expense. You need to book in advance for a quarantine hotel. For the list, I have in the description box po. Next up is Clark. Clark is also accepting the international arrivals and departures. So what airlines are flying in Clark? So for December, we have Jetstar, Singapore to Clark, Clark to Singapore. There's also Scoot, Singapore to Clark, Clark to Singapore. That's daily. Meron din pong Emirates, Dubai to Clark, Clark to Dubai. And Doha to Clark, Clark to Doha daily. Meron ding Jeju Air, Incheon to Clark, Clark to Incheon. This is in Korea, pero December 16 lang yung schedule. So if you want to land in Clark, here is their flight schedule and the airlines that fly in Clark po. Okay? So, kahit saang airport pa, it's the same protocols. How about in Cebu, Jennifer? What flights or airlines are operating in Cebu Airport? So, this is the list. For Cathay Pacific po, merong Hong Kong to Cebu 3 times a week. Meron ding Qatar Airways, Doha to Cebu, Cebu to Doha, 9 times a week. Ang dami naman. Emirates, Doha, Dubai to Cebu, Cebu to Dubai, 4 times weekly. Again, meron ding Scoot, Jeju Air po from Korea, meron ding Jin Air, at Philippine Airlines. Yes, Philippine Airlines operate po in Cebu. So, if you're coming from America, Los Angeles, or San Francisco, yes, you can land in Cebu for specific dates lang po ha, or schedule. And today, this was the arrival and departures in Cebu. So, there are more arrivals than departure in Cebu, guys. Kasi nga, for example, Philippine Airlines only operate arrivals international arrivals in Cebu. How about Manila? So, this is the biggest airport. The most number of flights are here. Pinakamaraming arrivals and departures in Manila. The main gateway. So, there is no list of airlines that operate in Manila. Wala pong list na binigay yung airport, pero we can actually check what airlines are still operating or landing daily in Manila by going to Ninoy Aquino International Airport Facebook page. Let me show you. So guys, when you're booking a flight, you can go here and check para makita ninyo kung ano pa bang airline, kung active pa ba yung airline na i-book ninyo. So for example, ito nga di ba? May list, guys. For example, Singapore Airlines operates 3 daily flights Singapore to Manila. So, marami silang schedule. Singapore Airlines, meron din Qatar Airways na 2 times today, Doha to Manila. So, yan. So, to make it clearer, let's go back to the slide. Yan. Merong Japan Airlines, Gulf Air, Bahrain to Manila, Korean Airlines, Malaysian Airlines, Kuala Lumpur to Manila, Thai Airlines, or Airways, Bangkok, Kuwait Airlines, Jetstar, Singapore to Manila, Asiana Airlines, Incheon to Manila, Hong Kong Airlines po, Hong Kong to Manila. Yes po, Hong Kong flights is still allowed. Hong Kong is a yellow country, not red. Okay? Not red. And reminder, if you're transiting para in a red country, you're still allowed to enter the Philippines. Kung transit lang sa red, you're still allowed to enter the Philippines. Next up, we have China Southern Airs, Gwangju to Manila, Eva Air Taipei to Manila, and Oman Air. For those asking, Jennifer, I didn't know that Eva Air is still operating. Yes po, Eva Air are still accepting Taiwan to Manila flights, pero direct passengers po ito from Taiwan. Taiwan is still suspended for transfer. So, transferring or transit in Taiwan remains suspended. So, itong Eva Air Taipei to Manila, they only carry passengers from Taiwan. Okay, from Taiwan, direct talaga galing Taiwan. Not galing sa US or galing sa ibang bansa. For commercial flights in Terminal 2, Philippine Airlines exclusively uses Terminal 2 po. Ito po yung ating mga flights for today, landing ng Philippine Airlines. So, Philippine Airlines talaga has increased their international flight because na nga increased travel cap. Today, they had how many flights? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, if I'm correct. So, maraming flights po yung Philippine Airlines. And then, we have also Terminal 3, also foreign airlines operate here. We have Cebu Pacific, Hong Kong, Nagoya, and Incheon, Cathay, Nippon Airways, Singapore Airlines na madaming flights 3 times daily, Singapore to Manila, Qatar Airways too have Doha to Manila 2 times then, AirAsia, KLM, Royal Dutch, Amsterdam to Manila. Hey Jennifer, diba the Netherlands is on red list. Why is there an Amsterdam to Manila? They're probably operating bayanihan flight and they're also catering yung mga transit passengers lang sa Netherlands. So if you're in Netherlands po, maybe contact KLM, Royal Dutch, maybe they're doing bayanihan flight. Turkish Airlines, Istanbul to Manila, United Airlines, Guam to Manila, Abu Dhabi to Manila, Etihad, Emirates, reminder, Etihad is quite strict, no? They require negative test result for all passengers. maybe there are exceptions for children then. Now let's go with the flight advisory. So Philippine Airlines flight schedule for the month of December. So the advantage talaga of Philippine Airlines among all other airlines, their flights are always direct. So majority direct flight. So this is the shortest travel time kasi nga it's direct. And they're always up to date with the travel rules in the Philippines. So PAL flights for December and beyond. Let's start with US flights. So they have Manila to Los Angeles. Wow, that's 9 times a week, guys. And then Los Angeles to Manila, 10 times a week. Los Angeles to Cebu. There you go. If you want to land in Cebu, you're coming from LA. That's 2 times a week every Wednesday or Friday. Manila to San Francisco, 5 times a week, except on December 21. And then San Francisco daily. Reminder that every Saturday, the San Francisco to Manila flight will be rerouted to land in Cebu. Reminder ha, pag Sunday, San Francisco to Manila, sa Cebu po ang inyong landing, meaning you will quarantine in Cebu. Moreover, we have Manila to New York 3 times a week. Same with New York to Manila. Manila to Honolulu po 2 times a week. Honolulu to Manila, same thing. Guam, 3 times a week. Let's go check some price tickets. How much? Is it cheaper? So expect, guys, that the plane tickets price here will be expensive because we are booking the same month. And December will always be expensive. So let's go with Los Angeles. Depart on December 10. Go back on January 10. Okay, Los Angeles to Manila on December 10, ang mahal. 1,557. That already includes 2 pieces at 23 kilos. Continue, how about going back to the US? It's cheaper, so $700. So let's do this one, economy value. So total, guys, if you leave LA on December 10 and then you go back on January 10, total price of your ticket is $2,258 US dollars. Mahal talaga, guys. I mean, it's December, expected na din. This already includes luggage, 2 pieces at 23 kilos. Okay, now let's try different na naman. Let's do San Francisco. San Francisco to Manila. So we leave on December 15. Let's go back on January 15. I always do it 1 month stay talaga, guys. Para worth it naman yung mahal ng ticket, diba? Okay, San Francisco to Manila, we leave on December 15. And then we go back San Francisco on January 15. The total price, here we go. For your San Francisco to Manila, 1,500. And then pabalik ng San Francisco is 825. So I'm always choosing the cheapest price, guys, ha? The cheapest deal. So total price, including luggage, including taxes, is $2,333 US dollars. This is already a return flight, San Francisco to Manila. So let's go to New York. Welcome to New York. New York to Manila. So let's go to the Philippines on December 20. Yan. Oy, kung December 20, oh no, we don't want to spend Christmas in quarantine hotel. So let's go on December 17. And then let's go back on, let's say you have less than 1 month of stay in the Philippines, so let's go back on January 10. So you only stay there for 3 weeks. And don't worry, guys, your US CDC card will be accepted for shorter quarantine in the Philippines. Okay, so adjustment. December 16, New York to Manila is at $2,047 US dollars. Wow, this is the most expensive. And then going back to New York on January 10 is at $890. So total price, guys, if you go to the Philippines on December 16, you go back on January 10 from New York, your total price is how much? Prepare. Oh my gosh. $2,938 US dollars. Very expensive. How about we check with other New York to Manila. Let's check with other airlines. Baka may mas mura pa. So this is December 16, January 10. Maybe we can find a cheaper deal in other... Oh no, I don't think so. December 16, then we go back on January 10. Let's see. Ito. Mas mahal talaga siya, guys. Mahal talaga ang Philippine Airlines because it's a direct flight. Pero ito, there's one cheaper, 98,000. Pero, ay, hindi to pwede. This is not allowed. See? There's a layover in Taiwan. Again, layover in Taiwan is not allowed. So, don't buy this ticket. It's a waste of money. If you have a layover in Taiwan, it's not allowed. Don't buy. Oh, this one, United Airlines. Let's see. Okay. Transit in Honolulu is fine, but far out, 23 hours. Never mind. So, yeah, Philippine Airlines, I'm looking right now, is the best option. Far out. Korean Air is almost 500,000. Never mind. Let's go back to Philippine Airlines, guys. Okay, let's do Honolulu. Honolulu. On December 14. Then let's go back to Honolulu on January 11. Okay, Honolulu to Manila. You leave Honolulu on December 14. Nasa $1,062 US dollars. And then, pabalik ng Honolulu from Manila is at $685. So, total price, guys, if you leave on January 11, then you go back... you leave Honolulu on December 14, you go back on January 11, so you spend Christmas and New Year there with extra time. $1,435 US dollars. So, let's go back to our flight schedule. Let's go to Canada. Manila to Toronto 2 times a week, but effective December 20, once a week na lang. Ay, nagbawas sila ng flights. Then Toronto to Manila 2 times a week, but starting December 20, once a week na lang. Then Manila to Vancouver, Vancouver to Manila 4 times a week. So let's go check some prices for Canada. Let's go on December 15. Balik tayo ng Canada on... Let's say you have only a short time, so I will go with 1 month na lang, guys. 1 month. January 12. In Canada, no, they're very strict. If you're unvaccinated, you cannot board airplanes or use public transport. That's what I heard. Anyways, Toronto to Manila on December 15 is at 2,167 Canadian dollars. That already includes 2 pieces of luggage at 23 kilos. So, total lahat 23 kilos. And then, Manila to Toronto. You go back to Toronto on January 12. 947 Canadian dollars. So, total, guys, if you leave Toronto on December 15, then you go back on January 12. The total is 3,143 Canadian dollars. That includes taxes. Mahal pala ng taxes and fees, 300. Okay, Vancouver to Manila. Let's go on December 14, balik tayo ng January 13. So, stay tayo ng mga 1 month sa Pilipinas. Let's skip the Canadian cold. Let's skip snow. So, punta tayo sa mainit. Ano ba yan? Sa Pilipinas, guys, sobrang init. It's a big adjustment when you come from winter, then you go to the Philippines. Grabe. Okay, Vancouver to Manila. You leave Vancouver on December 14. That's about 1,959 Canadian dollars. Okay? And then, meron paraming options, guys. You can transit in, look, you can transit in San Francisco. So, maraming options for travelers from Canada. But I'm choosing the one that is direct. Direct. Mas mura pala yung merong layover or transit in the US. A difference is around mga $300. But I'm choosing direct flight, guys, ha? And then, going back to Manila, going back to Vancouver, let's do economy. 720. There is a stopover. Saan yung stopover? Stopover in LA. How long? 4.5 hours. Siguro mas mabuting mag-ano ka na lang. Magliwaliw ka na lang sa Los Angeles, 'di ba? You're allowed to enter naman America. Okay, so this is Vancouver to Manila. Let's see how much. So Vancouver to Manila, you leave December 14, then you go back on January 13. Prepare 2,680 Canadian dollars. So remember guys that the plane tickets, the prices changes, no? So the earlier you book, the cheaper it can be. So if you book maybe tomorrow, maybe this price will change na. Middle East guys, a lot of Filipinos are here, mga kababayan nating OFWs. Ito yung schedule ng Philippine Airlines. Daily yung Manila to Dubai, pero maraming rerouting nangyayari. Maraming rerouting na nagaganap sa Dubai. To comply with government restrictions, flights from Dubai every Thursday and Saturday will be rerouted to land in Subic. Tapos, flights from Dubai every Sunday maglaland sa Cebu. Tapos, pag Tuesday, maglaland sa Davao. Maraming rerouting po. Pero kahit saang airport pa kayo maglanding, same protocols lang po. And pag OFW kayo, libre pa rin. Kahit saang airport kayo maglanding, libre po. Yung hotel, yung swab, yung food, yung domestic flight, libre. Meron tayong Manila to Ma'am to Manila. Ito, fully booked to always, 3 times a week. Meron ding Manila to Riyadh to Manila, 4 times a week. And then Manila to Doha to Maynila, daily. Let's check yung mga price. Pero duda ko guys, fully book na to. Basta ano talaga, mga Middle East, mabilis mabook dahil marami tayong kababayan. So unahin natin yung Dubai. Ang sarap bumalik sa Dubai, kaya lang sobrang init sa Dubai. Indoor ka lang, indoor. Okay, Dubai to Manila, punta tayo ng daily pala to. So try natin December 15. Tapos, balik tayo ng Dubai ng January 15. So, 1 month ka talaga sa Pilipinas. Dubai is very open to tourists, no? Pero strict, guys. Alam nyo po, yung mga Pilipino pumunta sa Dubai na nagtutourist, very strict yung immigration. I heard yung affidavit of support hinihingi. So, kung tourist po tayo sa Dubai, talagang marami tayong ebidensyang dadalhin para hindi ma-offload. Tingnan nyo, di ba? Fully booked na. Basta Dubai talaga, mga Middle East, always puno ito. I-change natin yung date. Ilagay natin mga February, Sharo. February to Dubai to Manila. O, sa birthday ko guys, February 14. Tapos balik ka ng Dubai, March 14. Char, sarap naman mag-birthday sa Dubai. Bikini in Philippine Airlines. Okay, ayan. Oh my gosh, ang mahal naman. Dubai to Manila guys, February 14, nasa 3 to 550 AED. Tapos pagbalik ng Dubai, Manila to Dubai, 2,135 AED. Ang mahal. So total price, grabe naman. 5,385 AED. Magkano ba yan in Philippine Peso? AED to Philippine Peso. 73,000, mahal. Pero ito guys, return flights, round trip na to. Wala tayong nakita sa December. Punuan talaga kasi yung December, basta Middle East. Riyadh to Manila. I-one way ko na lang guys. Assuming na end of contract na si kababayan nating OFW. Okay, so alis ka na. Paswertihan lang talaga to, himala nang may available. December 19 na lang o December 18 para hindi ka mag-celebrate ng Pasko sa quarantine hotel. So, diba, Saudi used to be a green list, pero ngayon, suspended muna ang green list until December 15. Hindi natin alam kung magbabalik ba siya after December 15. So, makinig na lang tayo sa mga travel updates. O, diba, puno na. I know, basta talagang Middle East punuan. I-try natin yung Riyadh to Manila. Gawin nating eksaherada ang February, guys. Kagaya kanina. So, gawin natin February 15. Ayan. Ay, nako. Riyadh to Manila. Manila, nang ikaw ay... Yan. Okay, Riyadh to Manila. Oh my gosh. February 16, nasa 7,524 Saudi Arabian Riyal. Magkano ba yan sa Philippine Peso? Oh my gulay! Sinong employer bibili ng ganito kamahal na ticket? Grabe. Abuso naman siguro yan. Uy, grabe naman ang mahal, guys. Napunta tayo sa Australia and New Zealand. Manila to Auckland. They're only scheduled flights, special flights, because New Zealand is still closed, no? And then Manila to Brisbane, December 3, only special flight lang. Meron ding once a week. Oh my gosh, scheduled flight na. I'm so happy. Once a week, effective January 7. Then Brisbane to Manila, December 4. And then once a week, effective January 8. Nakakatuwa naman. And then these are the flights to Melbourne, Sydney, and Port Moresby. Di ko nababasahin, guys. Masakit na yung lalamunan ko. Pero special flights pa lang. I think this is all for this video, guys. Kung gusto nyong i-check, lagay ko yung link sa baba ng mga flight schedules. Mag-ingat po kayo. God bless. And don't forget na kapag uuwi kayo, mag-comply lang kayo ng mga requirements. One Health Pass, hotel booking, kung non-OFW. Yan talaga yung pinaka-importante sa lahat. Subscribe, i-like, mag-share. And bye-bye!